Welcome to the Sinner and the Saint. I'm Melissa Bell.
And I'm Allison Kane.
So,
oh my gosh, we're already giggling.
Y'all, this story is like for the books.
I'm still I'm going to laugh in the middle of the night about this probably.
I know, yep. Every time you see William drive. So
I'm going to get him an special air freshener. Just kidding.
My mother-in-law gave up her car and she's moving across the country, and so she decided to gift her car to our youngest son. We have 4 kids, so he's bringing up the rear, and she's hardly any miles on it. You know, it's only been driven around town, one owner, all these things, and she could not wait to show him the car. Rightly so. And so,
yeah, I'm sure he was pumped to see it. Like, what an amazing gift.
Right. We make this big to-do about it. Let's go out and see the car. Let's go check it out. And Mom is telling him all about the car. And he has the keys in hand, and he's like, Mom, can I drive it? Mom, can I drive it? And he's just raring to go. And so my mother-in-law is telling him all the things about the car. And then she says, but just so you know, you might want to get the seats cleaned because my friends couldn't hold it. And so then we kind of hone in on the seats of the car. And sure enough, her friends could not hold it. And I don't mean their coffee. And so, well, maybe I do mean their coffee.
And as menopausal women in our 50s, we can, and all of you out there listening can relate to this, but she is not menopausal. They're in the 80s.
Yep.
And apparently did not wear their pee-pee pads.
Yes. And so my son just kind of looks at me with this, I can't even explain the look, but y'all can imagine. His face was shock and horror. And he just
teenage boy. I mean, good gracious.
Drops the keys in my hand.
That ruined it.
It ruined it. But
he got his steam cleaner.
He did.
All will be well.
He steamed clean it.
All will be well, but wow. I mean,
sweet William.
You know, what a hero though Faye is for giving that gift to the youngest grandchild, and
I know
the one that is left to turn 16, and so sweet. Oh my gosh, what a great story. I mean, I'm gonna laugh about that for a long time.
Yeah. He did. I don't know if he's laughed yet. I'll let you know when he starts laughing about it.
It's like my friend who told me this true story, of her husband who was on a flight and in first class, and it was basically her and a bunch of men in suits, because it was a business flight, like one way to, I don't know where they were going, Atlanta or Boston or something. And she kind of stood up and she said, hey, I just want to let y'all know that if you have nuts, do not open your nuts. I'm allergic to nuts, so keep them closed or keep them tucked away or whatever. And she didn't realize what she was saying. She's trying to make, everyone aware of her nut allergy. And of course, the whole first class burst into laughter because, of course.
Yeah. How long did it take her to realize?
Probably once the laughter started, a couple of seconds, and then she caught on. But that's literally something I would have done. Not that I'm allergic to nuts,
right?
So I'll never say that. But I tend to say things without thinking the other part of what that could be. So my friend told me that on a Sunday, and I was driving down the road 3 days later, and literally laughed out loud in my car thinking about it again.
I mean,
so I feel like I'm going to be the same with this story.
Those guys are telling that story to everyone.
Yes,
they know.
Are. That's exactly what I
It's going to make it into something big sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a good laugh. Yeah. So if nothing else, you've gotten 2 good laughs for today. But we do have a purpose for the podcast, and it's based out of Hebrews 11, which is basically this whole section. Verses 32 through 34 specifically is what we were kind of looking at, but all these champions of God that with their faith, it's like the Hall of Faith, they call it in some Bibles, but they go on and on, about Joshua and Deborah who overthrew kingdoms, and Nehemiah who ruled with justice, and Daniel who was saved from lions, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and blah blah blah. Not to blah 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 them, but
they were a big deal.
And so but the point of, studying that is kind of showing us, and we've talked about this before in a podcast, about how none of these people prepared, felt prepared, were, anything special per se, but God had chosen them, so he equipped them. And they found strength rising out of weakness. Because they just felt so weak, but they leaned on God for strength. And so somewhere I came across that phrase, I found strength rising out of weakness, or I wrote it and I was like, So I text Melissa and I was like, what word draws your attention? Sit with that sometime. Found, strength, rising, or weakness. And let's talk about it on a podcast. So we have not talked about this.
We have not talked about it
since I texted her.
By the way, if you are Allison's podcast partner, you get the most random messages like this.
I can hardly wait to talk about the next one.
I know.
The most recent one that'll be another podcast. I'm like, ooh, do this.
Yeah. You're welcome. I'm your guinea pig to see how this sits.
But hopefully it'll take you down. You can do the same thing and see what resonates with you. So do you want to go first? Tell me what word stuck out to you and why.
Okay, so first
Your
of
process.
all, she threw this on me. And the next day I was going to get my mother-in-law for a week. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll tuck this away for another day. And then something said, no, today's the day or else it's not happening. So I originally was going to take every single word and dissect the word and just make something up, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, what's the meaning of found? What would that mean? I mean, I could do a deep dive on all those words.
Yes. It wouldn't be that personal, but...
It wouldn't be that personal, but God...
you're in the uncomfortable this year.
Yeah, and this was uncomfortable. So, found strength, rising out of weakness. My go-to for my persona would be strength or rising, because that's kind of my overcoming personality that I portray, right? But instead, the word that rang loud and clear for me was found. And I thought, what am I going to do with this word? And then I started writing. And it just came out so fast and flowed from a place that was uncomfortable.
I love it. You opened up a Jesus sticker door.
I did. Do you want me to just read what I wrote?
Yeah, do it.
Hopefully I can read my writing. It was early in the morning.
I know how you feel. I'm the same.
So the word is found. And I said, I spent most of my life hiding in plain sight. Sometimes I hid by staying quiet and still. Other times I hid behind a mask of laughter, anger, bitterness, or a flurry of activity. No matter the hiding space, the purpose was the same: to keep me safe. I've never been able to trust anyone to stay, to love me, to take care of me. Somewhere along the way, I made a pact. I would take care of me. I would be my protector and my provider. I didn't need anyone else. I wouldn't let anyone in. I was overwhelmed, weary, exhausted, bitter, and desperate. I found the end of myself, and I found God was there all along, waiting patiently for me to tire out. Over the years, we have unwrapped the grave clothes together. There's still so much more to go, but I've given the reins of my life to Him. I've found peace in the quiet. I wait expectantly for the next revelation of who God made me to be. In a world of chaos, I am seen, heard, and loved by our perfect Creator, and I find my strength and joy in Him.
That's beautiful.
That was what that word gave me.
She's
Thanks
so mad
a lot.
about it. She sounds bitter about that.
I mean, seriously, guys, that's like not something I wanted to do on a Thursday morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Hey, be careful answering your text, Alice.
Thank you for sharing that, first of all.
Did you have an inkling of what my work might be?
I was, all right, I'll be honest.
Okay.
I really thought that you would. I was interested to see what you would choose because I knew that your go-to words would be strength
and rising.
Or rising. Mm-hmm. And I know this is your year of uncomfortable. And I was like, this will be so, it was interesting for me to see because I did it first and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be a great podcast. So, which is why I sent it to you. And after I did it, I was like, I bet hers would be this, but we'll see what she does with this uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And so I'm so excited that it was something different.
It was something different. I was like, oh, yes.
But how did it feel though to be able to choose something that was outside of your comfortable and your known and still have so many positive reactions and revelations to that word, seeing where you were and where you have been and where you are today?
I kind of picture it like a sphere, right? And I've been operating in one half of the sphere, but there's always the other side of the story.
I love that.
And so maybe that's a story, right? So it's a different perspective that I've never taken. And so it's interesting to see, because you could say, well, your personality just isn't like that. So you wouldn't think that way, or you wouldn't gain perspective from that because that's not your personality. But what that was not a personality. It was my learned behavior to keep me safe in all these things.
Right.
So it just, I feel like I'm becoming more well-rounded. I mean, like, I might go to a symphony or something at this point.
I mean, I love how you say that, more well-rounded. And I think that is the beauty of sitting in God's word and letting him into our hearts and trusting him with these things that we're feeling, these old memories, these old traumas, these old beliefs that we made truth but aren't, and taking his in. So interestingly enough, the word that I chose, so I normally, which I did not realize this at first either, because I was just kind of doing it. It was part of my flow.
Right.
And I wrote it and I'm like, oh, which word stands out? And so it became this thing. I chose a word that I wouldn't normally have chosen.
Okay.
Because I think I would normally have chosen found and weakness.
Yep.
But I chose rising.
Oh, okay.
Isn't this crazy? So y'all, we haven't talked about this at all. We're definitely purposely not talking about what we did. And I was like, okay, that is weird. But what does that carry for me? What does that hold for me? So why is rising resonating with me right now? And I think it was several things. I draw these little hearts instead of bullet points. So I have a few hearts. One, rising isn't sudden. You know, because I think about, I do make bread sometimes, and like when I make you make the dough and you let it rise overnight, like it doesn't just happen. You don't just get to make bread, unfortunately. You got to wait. It's not this moment or this injection or this like explosion. It's this gradual, kind of like the sunrise and the sunset. It's got a direction, but it's moving upward. If it's rising, I don't know.
But there's no
but it's a process.
time to it.
Right. It's a process. The process is implied. It's not like you have risen, like that's Jesus, people, like not me. So there's just like, it's not a moment, but it's a process. And so that really resonated with me, because I do feel like I've been in this long flowing process.
You have, and that gives me hope that I will eventually get to the end of my process.
I think I wrote, rising comes from beneath, because the sun rises, it comes from the horizon. Everything that's rising is moving up. That's the intention, right? Because when you rise, it's an upward movement. And I think this is the most significant, because we tend, or I do, to imagine strength arriving from above to me. And descending upon me, like kind of granted, like something given from the outside. But rising suggests to me, and this kind of makes me tear up, that the source is within us. Like it's in us, and it is deeper than any of our weakness and our insufficiency, and already present within us. And that's God's strength, right? And it isn't parachuted in. It doesn't like rain down on us. I mean, we do have that imagery sometimes, but his spirit is within us. And as that grows, it's almost see it like a buoyancy, like when you blow up a floaty.
Yeah.
Like when you put air in it, the more that's in it, the more it rises to the surface. And I thought that was kind of my favorite. I think too that rising can't be forced. Like I can't make the sun rise. I can't make the bread rise.
Right.
You can't really make it happen. I mean, you can make a balloon rise. I mean, you can fill it up, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
I think rising has its own timing, and it's not always my timing. You know, it's got its own little hidden process. Mm-hmm. I did think a lot about bread with this, just rising bread, and probably, but there's a surrender to that that's implied, a letting go, mm-hmm. And a trusting in the waiting. Like every morning I get up and I want to, you know, check under the cloth to see what happened. Like, oh gosh, I hope it's risen, you know. But it is a relinquishing of control. And I think that's taken a while too. But when you do, the rising happens so much more naturally. I think that the rising assumes it was always there. Something that rises was present before it even became visible. Mm-hmm. And that hits me. Like, you know, it's like you always say to me, you're always so surprised by this, but me and everybody else around you is like, yeah, duh.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, but it just wasn't, it was present, right? But it wasn't visible to me. Mm-hmm. It's like with that little yeast in there, it's like, okay, I know that yeast is in there and I'm going to put you in the right environment. And so it's in there, you got this kind of thing. And, but it isn't visible at the time until the next morning. And the strength wasn't always absent during what felt like my biggest weakness, but it was beneath it. The strength was within and beneath it, and moving and gathering and finding its way up to, you know, up to the surface, above the struggle. So I just wrote, rising doesn't ask you to be somewhere other than where you are. It just asks you to be still enough, present enough to feel what is already moving within you
that's
and beneath
good.
you. And I wrote, because, you know, I always end up with a question. If strength is rising rather than arriving, what would it mean to stop waiting for it to appear from the outside and instead simply become quiet enough to feel it moving from within? I don't know. Maybe that's my question for you today. I think it's so cool that we each ended up with a word that is not what we normally would have chosen.
No.
But we went with it.
Yeah, I could have been like, oh, strength is my word and this is why. Blip, 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 blip.
Yeah. And rising, I'm like, that feels...
You were saying that it's always been there, but you haven't felt it. Mm-hmm. And so I think oftentimes, you know, our head knows it, but our heart doesn't know it.
Heart has to catch up.
Yeah. And then I think sometimes we're living, even though we know something's different, our habits are old, right?
Yes.
So I feel like the rising is when it all comes together.
The old record that's been playing,
Yeah.
has to break, so that the new record can begin recording.
Yes, that's,
you know?
Yeah.
Because the old record just keeps playing those same tunes, those lies, those whatevers that we believed about ourselves that somebody else told us. And that has to break at some point for us to re-record over it, the new thing.
But also your old self may have had different patterns and done different things that the new self wouldn't do. And that sounds so Christianese, but you know, just
look at you using a Christianese word.
I know, but I just think your habits might be different, you know? Yeah. It's like, no, actually I don't do that. I did do that. I don't do that anymore. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So today, as we close, we're going to ask you to do what we did and sit with found strength rising out of weakness. All of those heroes of God who felt so weak, they found their strength rising out of weakness. And what word draws your attention? Don't overthink it. Found, strength, rising, or weakness. And sit with it. for a day or two or a week. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
We do want to hear your thoughts.
We do.
And
Send us
go
a
with
message.
the first one.
Yes, even if it feels really unnatural.
Yes.
And no, you're not allowed to do all of them today. Pick the one that you can.
Right.
But pick the one that really is speaking to you today, that the Lord is drawing your attention to. And then if you want to do all of them, that's fine.
That's right.
Yeah, just do it our way first.
Please.
Thanks for joining us this week on The Sinner and the Saint.